This podcast is meant to inform, entertain, and occasionally stir the pot in a good way. The opinions expressed are our own, shaped by personal experience and thoughtful research. They may not reflect everyone's views, and we may even offend you. We're just a couple of humans doing our best to advocate, educate, and elevate, one episode at a time. Yours truly, The Bark. P.S. Please don't sue us.
We are back, episode 18 of The Bark. Hi, Candy.
Hi. How are you?
Oh, spectacular. I'm actually super excited because I have my friend Ryan with us today. And I'm going to start off by saying, Brian, do you remember that time when I asked you to be on the podcast and I was like, yeah, my friend's husband is a hunter. And so I want him to be on my podcast. And I told you that story and you're like, wait, I'm not your friend.
Sounds about right. That sounds about
But
right.
now I feel like we're friends.
Yeah, we're friends now.
Yay, we made it.
We've crossed the threshold.
How did you meet both Ryan and do I not want to ask that?
No, it's just like it makes me look like I don't go anywhere except for
you went
tap houses.
Yeah.
Yes.
Went to the tap house.
Yeah.
There.
that's
Yeah.
She always had a laptop in front of her, so I assumed she was working.
And then when you found out what she was working, you're like, crazy dog lady.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
But you didn't mind that to be
I
a
was
friend.
I was raised by a crazy dog lady.
Oh.
Yeah, see, and he has a lovely wife, Kayla, who
Yeah.
I've gotten to know very well.
What is mom's name? Because we have to give her a little credit because she's going to be sharing this.
Lisa.
Lisa.
Yeah, that's my. Hey, mom.
Hi, Mom. She's going to share this far and wide. We got to give her some credit here, right?
Yeah.
Deals breakthrough.
Lisa, you better share this. I met her, I can say that.
Oh,
But I'm so excited, Ryan. Like when I met you, I know you have a dog named Trudy,
I do.
who is a hunting dog.
Yep.
And at that time, I feel like I had started to learn myths about hunters and the way they treated their dogs when I met Candy. So then I met you and my worlds were colliding because I was like, wait, I don't think Ryan dumps his dogs in rivers.
No.
yeah.
She goes into rivers by herself.
Yeah, because she wants to.
Yes,
Right.
absolutely.
Yeah, so I was so like I wanted to bring you on the show because again, like there's just so much, and you can kind of verify that, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Yeah,
untrue things.
I mean, I obviously like a precursor to this is like I just have an opinion, so I'm not speaking for every hunting dog owner out there.
And we haven't asked you to sign a release yet.
No,
so.
not yet. But yeah, I think, and I mean, I've heard some of the myths too, and and
Do you want me to tell you some?
sure, yeah.
Okay, great, because I
'Cause I've heard
have them right here immediately. Okay, so number one, hunting dogs are never treated as pets.
Okay.
Number two, dogs are forced to hunt through cruel training.
Okay.
I feel like I have to say it in a scary voice
Yeah.
or it doesn't
You've
do
been great
justice.
at the voices lately.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Number three, hunters abandon their dogs if they're not good hunters or at season's end.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, those are the top three I have.
Yeah.
So what's your general consensus?
Yeah, I have a lot of friends that have hunting dogs.
Yeah.
And they all pretty much sleep in bed with their owners at night.
I
Yeah.
love that.
So it's I don't see that. I'm sure, and we've talked about this before. There's bad eggs with every group.
Right.
Mhm.
There's bad eggs with breeders. There's great breeders. There's bad eggs with hunters. There's great hunters
Right.
and everything else. So
Yeah.
and you've met her. She has free range of the house, and
She's like the most social dog. Like they bring her downtown. She goes into a tap house.
Yeah.
Like she's so sweet.
she is, and
Yeah.
and it took a while to get the sweet part because she was just so crazy.
Yeah.
For the first and that's a precursor for owning any sort of high energy hunting dog, and those first 3 years you're gonna have to buckle down.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is, and that's why you see so many German Shorthair pointers being trying to given away at a year old because they just weren't prepared.
Yeah.
It looked cool on Instagram and all these
Or they
people are
look
showing all these
cute,
videos, and then they get them and they're like, oh,
Yeah.
you're crazy.
Yeah.
I see a lot of trainers talking about read the breed before you get a dog. Read the breed, read the breed,
100%.
read the breed.
Yeah.
And I think that what's his name? There is a trainer who said it best, where a guy got a dog and the dog was showing a certain behavior. And he's like, how do I get my dog to stop doing this? And the trainer explained to him, your dog is designed to do this. And the guy kept asking, well, how do I get him to stop? He's like, okay, what is your favorite hobby?
Here we go.
Yeah.
Is this the tennis reference?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's like, I
Andy
love
loves
playing
this.
tennis. And he's like, well, what if I told
Stop
you
playing.
that you'll never play tennis for the rest of your life?
Yeah.
And the guy was like, got it.
Yeah.
So like finally, so it's the same thing.
That's
Like,
Candy's favorite sports reference, by the way.
Brandon McMillan. That's who.
Yes. Oh, the dude with the TV show.
Lucky Dog.
Yes.
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 He gives that example in his book.
Yeah.
Is that he finally got the guy to understand when he's like, what if I tell you to never play tennis again for the rest of your life? And the guy was like, oh my God.
Yeah, you need to put it into terms like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so these dogs are built for tracking, smelling.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
they're doing it at all times.
Right.
Yeah.
And the same thing with border collies.
Mhm.
They're very
They're gonna herd
smart.
you.
They can do tricks, but if you're not going to put in that time with them, instead they're going to chew your couch.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
other things.
Yeah.
Well, Brian, do you mind backing up a little and tell us like how you got into the
How it
hunting
happened?
thing? Yeah. Were you like, did you come from your mother's womb wanting to be a hunter?
No, I didn't.
Are you
So
sure?
I was raised to be a fisherman
Okay.
by my father for 20 plus years.
Yeah.
Once I moved from Texas to like Northwest Mississippi when I was like 12, and I started meeting people that hunt around there, so I got into it. And then I went on my first duck hunt with a dog, and I fell in love with it because it's just like seeing them do exactly what they're supposed to be doing and seeing how excited they are to do it.
Did you have dogs before that though?
Yes,
You said your mom was.
I was thinking on the way here, there's only been about a year and a half of my life that I did not have a dog.
Oh.
So I've always had, Trudy is my first actual hunting dog. Everyone else is adopted. I had a lab pit boxer mix that was sweet as can be.
Yeah.
I spent $5,000 on her knees. Got her for 15, so I thought it was a good deal.
Yeah. Wait, you got her. Wait, what?
Yeah, I got her for $15 from the
I thought you meant $1,000.
$15.
Pardon me?
I got her for $15.
Yeah, that's a steal. And a bottle of what are you people? Oh my gosh, Fabuloso. Is that the cleaning stuff?
You got her for $15 and a bottle of Fabulous.
No, I added that part.
No.
I added that
That
part.
was spayed and everything. It was $15 at the
Yeah,
that's
Humane
awesome.
Society. So,
Wow.
but then I took about a 2-year break. In 2016, I met somebody that had a poodle pointer. Trudy is a poodle pointer, by the way.
Yep.
Which we'll get into that situation. It took me 4 years to get her because of how guarded they are with that breed and what. I mean, it would be.
She's responsible.
I would make a phone call. But have you ever had a hunting dog before? No. And I mean, if they didn't hang up on me, the conversation ended pretty quickly. But I wasn't going to lie to them.
Right,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I finally had to know somebody that knew somebody. And I was warned by him about how crazy she was going to be, unfortunately, in front of my wife.
Usually it's the other way around. It's usually the wife and the husband's like, no, we're not doing that.
She's like, look, Steve told you. Steve told you it was going to be like this. And I didn't believe it, but it was.
Oh. Yeah, so how did you, and remind me, so Steve he was a hunter, he had the poodle pointer.
He had two.
Did two. Okay.
He had two. And then I met him like dinner one night and he was like, I'll get you one. And I mean, it was a matter of a couple of days.
Yeah.
It was like, hey, your puppy's going to be born.
And you should see this paperwork. Like, if you want, you can pull it out. Like, so if you're watching this, you can kind of see, but this paperwork is like, you can see the bloodline.
Yeah.
You can see,
Yeah.
I mean.
So the other thing with them is they are not AKC registered, and that's by choice.
Yeah.
We don't want them to be AKC registered.
Yeah.
Mostly because of the show quality aspect of things. So like you end up having show dogs and hunting dogs, and all of that mingles at some point. It's like Dalmatians, for instance. Like Dalmatians used to be a great dog, and then 101 Dalmatians came out. Everybody wanted a Dalmatian.
Yeah.
They got overpopulated.
Oh.
They started getting all kinds of,
They're not actually great
issues.
family dogs.
They're aggressive, aren't they? They can be. Yeah.
Can be.
So that's all by choice. And she has her own registration, which is North American Versatile Hunting Dog Association.
And where are they based out of? Like where
That's
you
a good
got her?
question. I don't know where I may say on here. I don't know. I mean, North America would be.
All right. Is that the NA?
Somewhere.
So I can look back all the way to her great grandparents. Every one of them is German. So that's
wow.
It's the names I can't even pronounce them.
Well, I did tell Candy a little about, I think, this paperwork, and I was like, every dog that's bred should have.
Yeah.
Well, if you're going to claim that it has an AKC or another type of registration, this is what you're looking for. Versus people will go like find a dog on Craigslist or Facebook, and then they go meet in a parking lot. And I had somebody report to us, or they're like, by the time I looked at the paperwork, all it was the application to fill out for.
Right. Yeah. You didn't get papers.
You didn't get papers.
Well, you got papers.
But
they're literally, you got papers. They were just blank.
No legitimacy.
We need to,
You need the background. You need, yes.
Yeah. So this is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I mean, and the other thing is too, is we have, I call them government names and call names. So Trudy's name is another call to Trudy.
Okay.
Her dad's name is I-80's Deuces Wild. and he goes by Cash. He doesn't even go by any of those names. The other one is
I-80 Deuces Wild.
I-80's Deuces Wild. The other one is Checkmate's
Rolls right off the tongue.
Checkmate's June Bug Brown. She goes by Scout. So it's a whole thing. We have to think about these things.
It sounds like what are the people that we've talked about before? The people who don't claim to be part of the government.
Where are we going with this?
Because when they're pulled over by the cops or something, and
they have a whole other alias.
They have a whole. That's my government name. I don't go by that name.
Have we talked about this?
We've talked about it because like there'll be judges, like you see these court shows where the person is being called into court because they did something wrong. Like that is not me. That is my government issued name. And it's like, oh gosh,
I didn't know that was a thing.
I'm sure she would use that if she could.
If she were in court.
If she was able to do that, yeah, she would.
Oh, so tell us how it was raising Trudy.
Tough. I was told not to give her an inch because she would take 10 miles.
Okay.
And I say it was tough, but she is the smartest dog I've ever dealt with.
Yeah.
She knew, I say you need to crate train your dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Crate training is the best thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
I had her crate trained in probably 4 days.
Oh, nice.
And it's all, I'd fed her in that crate.
Mm-hmm.
She fell asleep in my lap. She got put into the crate to where she woke up there after a while. And just don't put them in there if they're in trouble. That's the worst issue that people have.
Don't push them in. Don't pull them out.
No. Yeah. Don't ever put your hand into a kennel. I've figured that out firsthand. But,
he does still have 2 hands, by the way. I was wondering.
Yeah, so that place training is another thing. Every dog should be taught how to relax.
Yeah.
And place training is a great thing for when you come over to the house. I'm going to put her on her place. She's probably going to try to get off, and then I'm going to put her back.
Okay, let me ask you a question, though, because we were just talking about place, because my dogs know place. I wouldn't say that they're in a state of relaxation when they're in place.
Yeah, and it takes a while. And it's like you almost have to just wait them out.
Yeah.
Like it's like, and all of a sudden they're like, okay, I guess I'll lay down.
I will submit.
So that was it. And then it was, I started training her at 4 months old.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so she was.
I heard they have to start out young, and it makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, and the other situation with a poodle pointer is that for them to be considered a poodle pointer, I can go way too far into this, but the female has to go through, the female has to go through a natural ability test, which is just kind of seeing how they do in the field and whatever. Right. That has to be done by 16 months old, which is very early. The male has to go through that and a utility test. They have to pass these. Okay. That's the only way that those 2 dogs can breed. It's not which one's the prettiest and which one. It's
that's what people. Yes, you're right. And I'm part of some chat groups on Facebook, and you get these people writing in like, "I love how cute my dog is. I want to breed them." And then you have the vet come back and say, "Your dog is cute, but it's actually not."
The hips are about to fall off or whatever else. It's like,
these are like little like Yorkie kind of dogs, and it's like your dog is actually not the right coloring. The ears are not developed the way that they're supposed to.
The problem is they'll still breed them,
and that's what the vets try to explain to these people is you can go through this whole process of trying to learn how to breed dogs, but you're not going to get the money even from at least smart people who are actually looking for those breeds. Right. You're not going to get the money that the top dollar because your dog is not even a good qualifier. Yeah. Right. And I've had vets say, it's not that easy that you have a cute male and you have a cute female from separate families.
No.
They talk about, I breed dogs too, and I will look for sires across the country because that's how far and wide I have to look for the right blend of what I want.
It's selective breeding.
Yes.
And it's selecting in the correct way.
Right.
Yeah.
You're looking at like their temperament, how they do around children,
health,
how driven they are.
Right.
I cannot stand a hunting dog that's not driven.
Yeah.
I always tell people you can't push a noodle. Like you can't you can't push a rope. You can't push a rope. You can't push a noodle. It's just they've just been. But I would rather have to pull them back. Like
I heard a joke recently that said something about, I can tell that you were a C-section baby by the way that you avoid labor.
I like that.
But then,
yes, I was like, oh, that is, oh my gosh. But yes, I get your point.
And they can be trained that way. I mean, but it's just so much easier. And this was my first one. So it was much easier for me we were guiding each other almost. I mean,
how old was she when she went on her first hunt?
She was 15 months old.
That's young.
It was, And I almost didn't go. I was forced to go because I didn't trust her.
Oh.
I was so hard on myself that I was like,
she's
not going to know what to do.
Oh, okay.
And there's going to be, we went with 6 poodle pointers. And so I'm like, she's going to mess them up, whatever else. And the guy that got me her is like, just let her go.
Yeah.
Let her go. Like
it'll click for her.
Yeah, it'll click. And when you see that switch flip, it's one of the coolest things that you'll ever see.
He sends me videos a lot.
Do you think partially it clicked because you went with other dogs and she was able to pick up on what she was missing?
Yeah, we've talked about that. I don't know.
Okay.
I think a lot of it's just in her. You know, she was pointing at 10 weeks old.
Oh.
And they don't know what they're doing.
Right.
But they're doing it.
So cute.
And it's so cool to watch.
And the pointing we're talking about, just to describe to our viewers or listeners, is just when a dog is standing on all 4 legs and they lift that front.
Correct. Tail goes up.
Yes.
Foot goes up.
Right. And
heads out.
And they are literally kind of like a weather vane.
Yeah.
Pointing in the direction of whatever you have.
Yes.
So what do you hunt? You're hunting pheasants.
Yeah.
Okay. So is she pointing to where you need to go to? I'm assuming you're shooting the pheasants?
Yeah. So the bird is, they're ground birds.
Okay.
So they don't roost in trees. They get into like really tall grasses. So she points where the pheasant is. And I go and I start stepping around there and they'll pop up.
and then you shoot them.
And then and then she goes and gets
It's like duck hunt.
Yeah.
Just
without all the water. Right?
Okay.
So yeah, that's, I mean,
the dog comes with,
for successful, it's.
Does your dog make that noise?
No,
when you talk about this?
Oh,
okay, because like you should see that.
When you miss the duck, he goes like
I haven't played that game since I was like 4.
Okay. It's great.
Yeah.
And I'm only 20, so it wasn't that long ago. Anyway, just kidding.
So you're going after pheasants. And I know there are people that are going to watch this and say, oh, hunters, and have this bad idea. But honestly, I'm a meat eater. Unless you're a vegetarian, you know, I feel like hunters are in a way more connected with the food chain than non-hunters. Like, I think that we get off easy by saying bad hunters, but I'm still eating meat. There's still an animal dying for my diet.
Correct.
So I feel like there's more of a respect if you are a hunter.
Yeah, there is. And I mean, and to be honest, the pointing dogs and any dog in general, if you're going to hunt them, the cool thing is to see them point.
Yeah.
The humane thing and the conservation side of it is if I choose to pull the trigger to take an animal's life, I want to make damn sure that bird comes back to me. And that's where the dog comes into play. They can sniff out where it is, pick it up, bring it back. Okay. Because then it's a lost bird. It's a lost life and it can't be eaten.
Right. Yeah. So you've just left it there.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's where I'm most proud of her.
Yeah.
Like if we can't find something and I bring her in, I get more joy from that than seeing her point, which is it's cool.
And she enjoys it, like we talked about before. Like she enjoys hunting.
She does. She gets to choose whether she goes out or not.
Yeah.
And that was one of the myths. So
how does she choose?
Well, so the first year
she writes him an email.
Yes.
I'm off today.
The first year I took her, she hunted hard the first day and the second day. And I think she overdid it.
Okay.
Because she didn't know how to pump her brakes.
Oh.
She was a lightning bolt out there all day. And I'm like, this is going to catch up to her.
Yeah.
And I checked her in her kennel the next morning, which our last day, and she wouldn't come out of her kennel.
Oh.
And it's like, okay, like that's on it.
Yeah.
That's fine. Like you did good for 2 days. I can handle it by myself. So she gets to choose that. There's been times where I think that she's going to choose not to go, and she still goes.
Yeah.
So I don't ever pump her brakes. She can pump her brakes herself. So.
And she's great around children. Like at home, she's so sweet. She's great with children.
Yep.
She's great. She's socialized with other dogs too.
She is. It's weird, but she's really good around other hunting dogs when they have a job. Whenever it's just like dogs in a house, she just stays stuck to me. She's like, "What's going on?"
Yeah.
No, she's not aggressive towards them or anything like that. She just
she's not.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. So,
I always joke about trading Dola. I'm like, you'll never know. I'm just gonna bring her over. Actually, you talk about Dola hunting.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I think you
killed many a squirrel.
You can make any dog a hunter. I honestly believe it.
See?
The guy that owns her dog had his daughter brought a stray home that was like this pit mix, and he named the pit mix "Gone by Friday."
Oh,
because he was like, "This dog has to be gone by Friday."
Sounds like my husband.
Fast forward like a month, and he's like going hunting with them, and like it's
That's awesome.
Yeah, and that's I mean, most hunters normally have some sort of adopted dog with them.
Yeah.
I mean, a Chihuahua, I know for sure is one of them.
What? You've got to start taking pictures and sending these in to us so we can see like
Yeah.
the non-hunting hunting dogs.
Yeah.
It's like the police dogs that people are like, oh, they only use German Shepherds. Like, no.
Yeah.
German Shorthair Pointers. I follow one.
Yeah.
There's a Jack Russell that duck hunts named Gator on Instagram. It's one of the funniest things to watch.
There's a Jack Russell or something small like that in the Middle East that looks for bombs. And is not very friendly to people because they did a news story and the newscaster was fascinated and like, wow, this dog is, and then went to pet the dog and the dog almost like
Jack Russell. First of all, I mean,
but you're thinking it's a working dog. He's professional. No, not at all.
So, okay, what does ethical hunting mean to you? Like, if you were to define that, like, what does it mean to?
I think safe would be the main word.
Safe for the
safe
dog,
for everybody,
for everyone.
So there's always a safety brief that happens before the hunt, and we just kind of go over. My first rule is not to shoot what we call a low bird, which comes up very low into the grass. These dogs can jump very high.
Yeah,
and if you could shoot your dog.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Right.
Or a friend's dog.
Correct.
Yeah.
Don't shoot a low bird. Obviously. Keep your gun pointed away from people. But then on the flip side of that, if you see that your dog is struggling or you see that it needs to take a break, the dog needs to take a break. The ethical side of the birds that we're hunting is what we already talked about, where if you're going to shoot them, they need to come back to you.
Yeah.
That's the ethical way to do that. Obviously,
no bird left behind.
No poaching, things of that nature.
Right. I've learned in like deer hunting, first of all, some people will go out and hunt and they won't take the deer with them. And that's the whole point. Or
they'll just take the head. Because they just want a trophy.
On the wall.
I only have one, and it was Trudy's first point and retrieve. Okay. I normally don't do it, but that was like,
yeah.
I kind of need that.
Yeah.
Put that one in the truck.
Yeah. Does that go on your wall or her wall? Does that work?
That's good.
Yeah.
Good. That's a good question. So, she should have a trophy room.
Yeah.
She should. Yeah. She would have a lot of things.
You're the worst dog owner ever. Your dog doesn't have a trophy room.
So I've heard, like going out and then also deer, like they say deer in the headlights, because when you flash a light at a deer,
spotlight them.
When you spotlight them, they freeze, and that's not good hunting because you're tricking or like baiting animals.
Yeah.
That's unethical.
And you can't fire a gun in the dark, period, anyways. So regardless if you saw that deer, didn't spotlight it and shot it, that's
unlawful?
That's unlawful. Yeah, you can't do
throughout the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so like when we watch Crocodile Dundee, that was totally.
Yeah, it's got to be first light, and then obviously late in the evening.
So I read recently a story. I think I don't know if I shared it with you, Ryan, but it was like this guy whose dog was shot. I think it was last year on someone's property.
Yep.
Like he claimed he was on a public road, and the guy thought he was on personal property, and he just shot his dog.
Yep.
So do you have I guess what do you think landowners and pet owners should know, like during hunting season, to avoid that? Does that happen a lot, you think?
Well, So first off, you need to know where your dog is at all times.
Yeah.
You need to know where they are, which is I brought treats, I guess. So this is for people watching. This is her collar.
Okay.
So this is on her.
That is a heavy.
Can we talk about how much that was?
She weighs like 55 pounds.
That's a big collar for a 50. So it has more capability than the usual.
Correct. This can track her for 9 miles.
Wow.
So I can then see where she is on here. It points me in the direction that she's at.
Okay.
I can communicate with her. Like she knows beep means you need to turn around and come back to me.
Yeah.
She knows that if she did not come back to me, she gets buzzed, which is just a vibration. If that doesn't work, which it never has, then she gets shocked. And it's like, okay, come on.
Oh my gosh. So I know you didn't say this, but it sounded like you said shocked.
No,
not shocked.
Yeah, and it's not like it doesn't knock them down. It's a reminder of like, hey, hello, like come back.
It's like when you tell your kids come home before the lights, before the street lights come on,
right.
Don't come home.
No. Oh, that's when kids went outside.
Yeah.
That's cute.
Yeah, I get
when
it.
When your cell phone dies, come back home, children.
So she's had a few times where you've had to be like, hey, I said come home.
Yeah, I've never had to shock her to get her back. It's usually just vibrations enough for that's kind of the warning of like, hey, if you don't turn around. And the thing is like this is for her safety. This is not to reprimand her.
Right.
We hunt close to some roads. If a bird was to sail over to the other side of a road, I don't need her going over there and crossing traffic.
Yeah.
Or could that be somebody's property and then we're back to where you were saying?
Yeah. So it's like that's whenever you kind of pump the volume up a little bit and just like, hey, turn back around.
And she wears I guess, does it help to wear like reflective gear?
She has an orange shirt, I guess. I just tried this out this year.
Okay.
Because it's like an abrasive. It's used for sled dogs.
Okay.
So the problem with sled dogs, which I learned, is that the harnesses will chafe them.
Yeah.
So they have to wear this like chafe shirt. I put it on her because her arms get really like just messed up from all the grass and everything that she's running through. So that saves her from that. I've never put boots on her. I'm kind of iffy on putting boots on dogs because you don't know how well they fit. Yeah. You can measure their foot all day long.
Yeah, and they have the pad on the bottom and then they kind of move and that pad.
So then like you may just be doing more damage to their foot than just doctoring them up. I have a full first aid kit for her. She gets completely doctored every night.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like a doctor myself when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Well, you do work in the medical field.
I do, yeah.
I mean,
she's a great patient.
Yeah. So what would you say for not pet owners, for landowners then to be mindful of?
I think that first off, you need to make sure that it's, this is tough because I understand part of it. Like they don't want their cattle being driven away.
Yeah, right. Yep.
That's a whole other issue.
Yeah.
And so there's part of me that I would never shoot a dog, but there's a part of me that understands why they're upset. But maybe put the gun down and find the owner because you're going to see the owner. They're going to come after they're going to come after them.
Yeah.
And that's where you have a conversation with them. I think that, and I think it's a lot of the older generation. Yeah. I don't think anybody that's farming there probably is one person, but.
And they're going to send us an email.
I've seen a video of a farmer, a youngish, a middle-aged farmer, where he confronted some hunters and said, you don't have a right to be on my property. Get your dogs. And I think they weren't properly collared was part of the issue.
Yeah.
So going back to there's a bad apple in every bunch.
Yeah, there is. Yeah. And I mean, you need to put a collar on your dog.
Yeah.
Orange collar just to kind of show like, hey, this may be a hunting dog.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
As hunters, this is a whole other, we're about to go down another rabbit hole, but we don't put the names of the dogs on our collars. Oh. Because there are people that will steal hunting dogs and you don't want them knowing their name to be able to gain a trust issue with that dog.
Do you put your name on the collar?
I just put a phone number.
Okay.
And like call. The other trick, which hopefully nobody else is listening to this, the other trick is to put underneath that needs meds daily.
I've heard of that.
Because then they don't want that dog.
Yeah.
And they're just going to call you.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the thing is just call. Look, if first off, you're not going to be able to see what the name of my dog is until you get a hold of them anyways.
Right.
Yeah.
You need to be calling me.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I like about these microchip companies. They don't just give you the other person's info.
Yeah.
They say, we'll contact them.
Yeah.
And you can't say, no, I don't want you to contact them. Just tell me the dog's name. I'm like, no, once you've alerted us,
Yeah.
we're calling those people.
My sister had a different experience recently.
Oh, really?
She told me she called, her new dog has a QR code or something on its collar for the microchip.
Yes.
So they can,
I think then they can scan that and then know that they're microchipped and then have to.
So
and
it
then
doesn't actually have the owner. Because I said to my sister, I was like, I don't think that's going to show you.
I think
the
that just probably tells you like a number to call.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And every dog should be chipped. I think it's a fail safe.
Yes.
Honestly, if her collar gets ripped off or whatever.
Do you want to say that one more time?
Look, and here's the thing. We've talked about this. It's like they do really cheap things at like Tractor Supply and all other kinds of places where it's like you can come in that day and
get a microchip for $15.
Yeah,
the shelter, the Williamson County shelter, they'll do it for you for $15. You walk off the street and they'll do it for you.
And it's just a fail safe.
Did the breeder, did Trudy come microchipped to you?
No.
You had to do it.
If I remember correctly, I had to do that.
That's what makes me curious because the rescues in the shelters microchip, most of them. So I'm like, why wouldn't because in a lot of the breeding contracts, if something goes wrong with the dog, you can send the dog back to the breeder. So I'm like, why doesn't the breeder microchip? Because being in rescue, I've had it where several times, where something happens with the owner. We just had this recently happen where the owner died, didn't have family. The dog ends up at the shelter and we get notified and we immediately got the ball rolling to make sure that dog was safe. And I'm like, but this isn't $1 million dog. Or it's not $1,000 dog. It's a $15 dog. Right. Versus these dogs and how much they cost, and why aren't the breeders microchipping? Because if you're making money off of something that's living and breathing, why aren't you making sure that it's taken care of for perpetuity?
Yeah. I mean, that would have been great if she was chipped before I got her.
Well, and that way you would have backup.
Correct.
Like we've had it before where a gentleman, his dog ended up at the shelter. The shelter contacts the rescue. The rescue's like, I wonder, because he was a guy where his family didn't live close to him. She thought something happened to him. Mm-hmm. Turns out somebody left the fence open. The dog got out. He had moved and changed his number, but he remembered, he got a hold of the shelter finally. And, but we were about to take the dog from the shelter because we were the backup on the chip.
Right.
So I'm like, why aren't the breeders the backup on the chip?
True.
You know? So.
Yeah. Well, you can write them an email.
I will. I'll talk to them about it.
Definitely talk to them about
it. All the breeders, all of them, the Breeders Association of whatever. You know.
So you kind of touched on this a little, but if someone wanted to get into the hunting world, like what would you recommend?
I would say that first off, you need to do a reflection of yourself. How much time do you have to spend? I think your mic just fell off. How much time do you have to spend with this dog? Are you going to hunt the dog? And have those conversations with the breeder. I think one of the best questions that you can ask your breeder is not like, because they're going to tell you everything. It's like, the male does this and he's great with this. The female's great at home and everything else. And then your next question should be, what do you not like about those dogs? Because every dog is imperfect. They're not machines. That's something that I almost had to learn. It's it just takes patience and but it's so rewarding.
Yeah.
And there's not a feeling like having a job with something that's not human.
Yeah.
And getting something done that's a goal.
I really like that. Like, what do you not like? Because something that is an imperfection to one, like they'll say it's an imperfection.
Yeah.
I might like it, you might not. So when the dog is not hunting, they're a couch potato. I might not like that because I want to go jogging with the dog when we're not hunting.
And a lot of us is with the hunting aspects, like they'll say they range too far out. They and be like, well, it may not be bad. You may want a dog that ranges far because some people do, but you may want one that's closer. This male doesn't do that. And that's kind of where you're like, okay, maybe I need to do something else.
Yeah.
I didn't do any of that.
So did you just get lucky?
I maybe, I don't know. But I've learned there's a podcast that I listen to that I've become good friends with the guy, and it's called Ugly Dog hunting, and it's about there's an ugly side to every dog. Every dog can't be pretty.
Yeah.
And so he brings people and has conversations, which helped me out a lot because I thought I was on an island. I was the only person that was dumb enough to have never bird hunted before, practically, and to go get a bird dog. There's a lot of people like me that do that. Yeah. And then they're like, now what?
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
And so it's you worry about, and another thing I'll tell people is like, don't worry about ruining them. That's it's like, oh, if I make this decision, then they're going to.
It's like people having babies. Like, it's like, just do, with the homework done, some homework done.
Do your homework. I mean, the big thing for me was getting her gun broke, which means that she's not shy to gunfire. She did it in a day.
Yeah.
I mean, it was one of the easiest things. And I was so worried about that.
Yeah.
Because you don't want them to be scared, because then what good is that dog that's scared of gunfire?
Ryan, do you remember when I had asked you about there? I saw this story. There was some organization that posted on Facebook like, oh, we have all these beagles who hunters dumped. And you told me something about beagles.
Yeah, so beagles are deer dogs.
Yeah.
That's an old-fashioned way to hunt deer, where they pretty much let them off on one side of the field, and those beagles push the deer out to you.
Is that a type of baiting, though? Is that a type
No, it's just an old school. There's some states that don't allow it. Mississippi, they still do. Yeah. I've done it once. I think it was wild.
Yeah.
It's like, but they hunt with like 15 or 20 beagles.
Yeah.
So
I have that story up, and I think what you're talking about is when all the beagles ended up in the Mississippi River.
Yeah, maybe that was it. But
beagles are crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, and you told me
bonkers.
That it could be very likely that
they lost the dog. They lost the dog.
Not that they intentionally, and that may be different.
Because I can't imagine, like, this setup that I have. I don't know if I've ever said this yet, but this was $1,000.
Wow.
For me to have this for her, but this is just insurance for me.
Yeah.
I can't imagine trying to get 15 dogs, some sort of system, and they make them. But like, if you're going to be responsible,
right,
maybe don't just set your beagle off in the middle of the field and hope that they're going to come back your way.
Yeah.
So
no, that was interesting when you.
Yeah, I think that those are not dumped. I think they're lost.
Yeah.
Yeah. These guys said that there were 38 dogs that followed a deer into the water, so the deer can go off and swim.
Yep.
And the dogs all of a sudden are in the middle.
They don't think. Yeah. I mean, they don't think. It's just they'll jump off a cliff for. I mean, it's just that's just the way they. I mean, the guy that got me my dog used to hunt with beagles, hunt with beagles, and he's told me stories. They're just bonkers.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get a good one for a house dog. People love beagles, but they're a lot too.
Yeah. So I love what you said too, because we're I think I've talked about this with some people, but like we get a lot of opposition from people who, and I think it's like old fashioned people, a lot of the older generation who are like, oh, well, the transplants are trying to make these changes. It's only the transplants who want to do things for the animals and stuff like that. You're from the South.
Yep.
Remind me, Texas.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. But you seem to have a very compassionate.
You have structure. You have.
Yeah. So, I mean, I would just love for you to provide like an on-the-spot testimonial that maybe it's not just the new people moving to the Tennessee area.
No, and I think where people think that is because I think that these people are coming into this area and seeing the epidemic that's occurred.
Yeah.
And they're willing to say something because they've seen better.
Right. Maybe these people are just jaded to it.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Yeah.
But I think that as far as animal cruelty and everything else, I mean, the best way that I can describe it is that you are your dog's whole world. That dog is only a piece of yours.
I think,
and that's hard. It's
so poetic.
But you only get, let's just say you only get 10 years with that dog.
Yeah.
And that's a lifetime for that dog, right? So you have a responsibility to take care of them.
And maybe you can speak on this point. People think, oh, it's dogs, it's an animal. If it gets loose, if I lose it, it's an animal. It'll figure itself out in the wild. Can you speak to that?
Mine would not do well in the wild.
Okay. Even though she's a full functioning dog, she doesn't know how to all of a sudden start a fire like a Boy Scout.
She would. I don't think she would starve. Because I've seen what she can do. But she would be missing her
her family,
her blanket. And
yeah.
she has a puppy that she slept with since she was 7 weeks. I got her at 7 weeks old. She's had a puppy since she was 7 weeks old. She carries her around everywhere. I'm sure you've seen it.
So and your dog is more capable than the typical couch dog. So I'm just bringing us back to when people dump their house dogs. It's not like your dog. It's more like the dog that has like a Swiss Army knife in its pocket.
Yeah, that's what she's referred to. Swiss Army knife.
Yeah. So it's just, I'm trying to connect the two of even a more well-equipped dog cannot just be dumped in the middle of nowhere and figure it out.
No, and I think people are dumping them. I think people are dumping them to be found.
Yes.
I would like to think that. But maybe not. I don't know. But I just feel like they usually dump them around some sort of
farms.
Some sort of high traffic area or wherever else. Yeah. And it's like, I mean, you shouldn't have gotten a dog.
Yeah, right. I'm trying. My tongue is in 2 pieces in my mouth because I've bitten down on it so hard. Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to share? No.
No, it's just it's hard because you don't we approach everything with really compassion and not condemnation. So we ask people why they're doing something when they do it. So it's but there are just some things where it's hard to do that.
Yeah.
I'm like, you let your dog freeze in 30-degree weather? Why?
Yeah. And that's another thing is like when I take her to Kansas in December, the nights get down to 15 degrees. She's not allowed to sleep in the lodge because there's an issue that could occur if you get too many hunting dogs into a lodge. There's dog fights that can happen. So they have to stay in their kennel. The place that I go to has like a heated shed.
Okay.
That you can put your dog in their kennel in that shed. I don't do that because I call it death row because anytime you walk by it, the dogs are just going ballistic. And I'm like, Trudy's not going to get any rest.
You know, like Kermit the Frog with the on the jail bars. You know?
Yeah. So I keep her. We have an SUV. She stays in a kennel that has a cover over it that's completely like. Weatherproof. Yeah. But she's also in that Suburban. So even in 10-degree weather, I can't zip her kennel all the way up.
Right.
She'll get too hot.
Right.
Like people don't think about how much heat, and when they lay in the bed with you.
Yes, I was just going to say.
And so, it's the ethical thing to do. People are like, well, I'll just put them in a kennel in the truck. Well, is it, can it handle 15-degree weather?
Yeah.
Right.
Because, grand scheme of things, I need my dog to get rest.
Yes.
Because she's going to have to do it all again tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
how long are your trips? Like when you go?
5 days. Okay. So the hunting is only 3, but it takes me a day to get down there and a day to get back. So it's 3 days of hunting.
So she'll sometimes do all 3 and sometimes she'll do 2 out of 3.
She's only done 2 once.
Oh, okay.
Every other time she's done all 3 days.
Oh, wow.
Now, if it starts to get to a long day, I'll sit her. Well, we do what we call pushes. So everybody lines up. You have say you have 16 people. People are lined up both sides. And then the guide says go. And we just start walking. And you're just walking and you're talking and you can do whatever you want. You're not trying to hide. Mm-hmm. The dogs are in front and they're just sniffing so it's wild. Yeah. So that's how, and then once we get done with that push, we'll move to another field. If it's been a long day, I will sit her. Because I'm like, okay, that's enough for today. You need to get your rest for the next day. I mean, it's not worth it.
Is that why you want a GoPro to do on your hunts, right?
I did a GoPro video.
You did?
Yeah, I did. Oh. It's fun. Yeah, she's been a part of a lot of people's first pheasant, first point. And that's so cool.
Yeah.
It's so fun to see them light up and see that, she's so excited and everything else.
She's such a sweet dog.
She is.
So...
Mouthy, but sweet.
She's what?
She's very mouthy.
Yeah.
So from what I'm hearing of that pattern, these dogs, like you talked about all the things you have to check for in dogs, but it sounds like the dogs cannot be aggressive.
No.
And they cannot be dog aggressive because especially you're hunting with other people and other dogs.
We had that issue.
Okay.
2 years ago.
Okay.
We had a dog that decided that it was not going to hunt birds anymore. It was going to hunt other dogs. So that got shut down pretty quickly. He is a gorgeous dog. He's one of the prettiest poodle pointers I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. But he's and the thing is that's okay.
Yeah.
He's just but he's a single dog hunt dog now.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
so you
and
can go by yourself.
Yeah, you can go by yourself.
Okay.
And I mean, that's what he's going to have to do. And a lot of that, even as good as we are with getting these dogs bred, there are people that, I think I've talked to you about this, but there's people that just want drive. They get the most driven male, the most driven female, put them together, do it again, do it again, do it again.
And they're not watching for the other
And
factors,
then it's like, and they're driven.
Yeah.
But what for at that point?
Yeah.
So that's why you ask the questions of
Yeah.
like, you know, what's wrong with this dog or whatever else. So
Yeah.
that dog, I have not hunted with him in 2 years. And that guide every year has asked, where's Bullet? And he hunts with probably 1,000 dogs a year.
Oh,
And he
wow.
remembers Bullet.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I feel bad, but he was a really good dog. He was a really good pointer. He just
Can't.
he just had a switch, and great owners.
Yeah.
Like that was the other thing. It's nothing on them. They're great owners.
Yeah.
But it's just something that happens sometimes.
So I get the point of a pointer being a hunting dog. Can you explain the poodle part?
Yeah, that's a good question. So it's spelled Pudel.
Okay, so it's not
correct.
what we're thinking of.
But it is poodle.
Oh.
So Pudel means splash or water in German.
Okay.
People don't realize that poodles are water dogs.
Okay.
They are 100% water dogs. Poodles love water.
Okay.
In 1881, a guy decided that he wanted to make the Swiss Army knife of hunting dogs. And he wanted a dog that was great in the water, also good in the field, and he wanted to mesh those together.
Okay.
And he did that. And that was when the Poodle Pointer was, I guess, born.
Okay.
In 1956, they came to North America. So they're pretty new.
To our
You're like a
things.
historian.
Yeah, you have to be. So, yeah.
Like I got my paper.
Yeah.
Lord.
Yeah, so they came over, and then that was when they NAVHDA picked them up, which is the North American Versatile Hunting Dog, and then that's where this has flourished since then. There's a couple dogs that are NAVHDA only, and Poodle Pointer's one of them. Yeah.
It's great to see that they're organized, they're taking it seriously, and I know I don't want to be offensive to you, but I'm glad that they hung up on you a few times.
It is.
Like,
I mean,
they're
it is.
protecting the
They were.
breed.
Yeah, and it was like, I would either get to run around and I finally gave up. I was like, okay, this isn't for me. And then, like I said, I went to dinner. The guy that I was with, he was like, I got to go to a natural ability test. And I'm like, for what? He was like, it's a dog you've probably never heard of. He showed me a picture. I was like, is that a Poodle Pointer? And he goes, how do you know what that is?
And that's how you
That
guys.
was it. Yeah.
So would you say, based on your experience, it sounds like the best way to get into this is like kind of like through an apprenticeship.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. That's great. Yeah. So apprenticeship is great. Steve, I would say, is one of my greater apprentices. He let me come out to his field and train her.
Would he have let you just go on a hunt with him without your own dog and like see how it is?
Yeah. I looked into a couple other breeds, and they're very opening about you coming out and seeing what they're capable of and seeing if that's something that you want to get involved with. But Steve was a great one. Ugly Dog Hunting, Mike Nadeski is his name. He's amazing. I mean, I can message him on Instagram, and he's going to,
nice.
be like, hey, this is the temperature outside. Like, what do I need to do to, and he'll rifle right back. And so NAVHDA in itself has their own chapters. There's one in Nashville. There was not one in Memphis when I lived there. And so I never really got into one. I really need to get into one because it's great for her, because it's all of these guys together.
What do you go hunting together? Like
It's just training.
Oh,
it's just training. Yeah. So it's training, and they're kind of put you into groups and kind of see what your dog's capable of. What does it need to work on? Hey, I've dealt with this before with my dog. This is what you need to do. It's a big community. And these tests that they have to do are not competitions. It's like a driver's test. You either pass or you fail it. So everybody's rooting for you.
And you can come back to it. Like if you failed this one this time,
you can go back.
You can try again another time.
I mean, I could do a natural ability test on her now. She's almost 5. I mean, it wouldn't count for anything. Yeah. Because she has to do it by 16 months. But I can do it if I want to. And I didn't do it because I was stressed out about it. And she got stressed about it. And that was when I cut the cord on it. And I was like, no, maybe my next one.
Yeah.
So.
Well, so I just want to wrap this up and ask you, one more thing. So if someone's listening to this and they love animals, but they've always felt conflicted about hunting and that side of the world, what do you want them to understand?
Conflicted as far as like hunting with dogs. Is that the more
about the hunting, but the stereotypes maybe that exist.
Yeah. Look, the best way that I can describe it is we do look at our dogs as tools.
Yeah.
They are a very, very good tool. They're an expensive tool.
Mm-hmm.
So is our guns. Mm-hmm. We take very good care of our guns. We oil them. We clean them. Our hunting gear is make sure there's not holes in it, whatever else, our boots. Why wouldn't we do that to our dogs?
Yeah.
We make sure that they're taken care of.
Yeah.
Because if they're not, what good are they as far as hunting? She's still going to be great at home.
Yeah.
But I want her to be able to continue to do what she loves to do. Yeah. I don't force her to do this. Mm-hmm. I've forced her to get in the kennel because she didn't want to stop.
Yeah.
I would tell anybody that was on the fence about it if they had the ability to go with somebody
first.
Yeah.
Observe
and just see, because I think a lot of people with duck hunting, they're like, look, the water's 25 degrees. The dogs do great. They do fine. They put vests on them, the neoprene vest, and if you put your hand in between it, it is hot.
Yeah.
I mean, if my dog is shaking, it's because she is extremely excited.
Yeah.
It's not because she's cold.
You have to wear waders when you go duck hunting. Yeah, my thing would be, I would be less worried about the dogs. Like, do I want to stand?
You have pretty good gear though.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the weird thing is, it's actually warmer in the water than it is outside.
Okay.
But the other thing about this is that they're also a safety net for us. Because the problem is say we don't have a duck dog to go get, and Trudy does that too, but if we don't have one, we shoot a duck, it goes into the middle of this pond. We now have to go get it.
Yeah.
And the bad thing about that is if you have waders on and the waters get over the waders, you are now
wet.
A sinking ship.
Yeah.
You are going straight to the bottom. So they're a safety net for us too.
Yeah.
And we don't forget that.
Yeah.
That's
so.
awesome.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I could talk about this for like hours.
I know you could. This is going to be a part one.
Well, yeah. Absolutely.
For sure. But thank you so much, Ryan.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for listening. So.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, I got a question. Hold on, I got a question.
Sure, yeah.
What do you think that us in the hunting community can do for...
I wasn't prepared for a question.
Yeah.
For what?
For as far as like with this pandemic and everything else that's going on.
Oh, Lord.
I kind of have an answer to that because I saw a big impact by the pandemic and people getting dogs. And then when the pandemic was over, dumping dogs, so, the shelters got filled up again. I would say, would it work to maybe look for a hunting dog in a shelter first, depending on the age?
It's a good question. Yeah. The other thing that you can do, and I see it a lot, is that people put them up on social media and they're like, hey, I got this dog, and it's like a poodle pointer because I follow these poodle pointer pages, and we just can't. We can't
handle it.
Yeah. Is there somebody? Is there somebody? Yeah. But there's you can get great hunting dogs that do that. The problem is with shelters, you don't have paperwork.
Right.
Any of those things.
But do you need the paper? Like if you're just wanting to do it for fun, and let's say your dog, I know it's not going to happen, somehow ended up in a shelter.
Yeah.
I would want my dog to be rescued and not just go 100%. By the wayside.
Yeah. And there's a lot of German short hair pointers. They do the same thing as Trudy does.
Yeah.
You see a lot of them in there just because of their demeanor.
Yeah. And I think in population control, like when you talked about the beagles and get it, I mean, if you're going to take your dog out on a hunt, make sure they're fixed.
Right.
Yes.
Because if they
and that
was when she's fixed. So as soon as I knew that she was not going to do her natural ability test, there was no use. And I really, for my first hunting dog, I really just want to breed one.
Right. Yeah. Right.
The cool thing is that her dad's sperm is frozen. Didn't know you could do that.
Didn't know that's cool.
Yeah. So if I wanted another dog out of cash, whenever he was to open that up, I could get a sibling of hers.
Wow.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's a whole rabbit hole.
That's going to take me into this process.
I would also add, if there's something that the hunting community could do, breeders microchip your dogs.
Yep.
That way, if that baby ends up in a shelter,
you
can help them. And they're the best ones to put that dog in another more responsible home.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
Wow, that was so responsible question. All right. I'm like taking it back.
I'm sort of responsible.
Yeah, I am. Every now and then.
Yeah, my wife's not here, so it's
Yeah. Hi, Kayla. Well, thank you so much, Ryan. And we'll talk to you again, I'm sure.
Yes.
But this was episode 18.
Yes.
Sweet.
Catch us next time. And this is the BARC visit in lostcitypaws.org to learn more. Anything else, Candy?
Bye, Mom.
All right, thanks, guys. See you next time.
Yeah.
Does your mom watch?
No.